today I'm going to be talking about the NFL draft and what these three special players out of Georgia are going to bring to each NFL team they're possibly most likely going to be drafted to. And these are three special players out of Georgia, and you've seen them on display on the biggest stage, the national championship game, what they did to Alabama. Each of them were making plays. Travon Walker, Devonte Wyatt, and Jordan Davis. These are three special players, and they displayed their athleticism during a previous NFL combine. And let me just start off with this video by saying you've seen what the Rams did with their front four, and a lot of teams are going to be taking pass rushers a lot more sooner in this NFL draft. I think there's a lot of good edge rushers out there, and like I said, that Super Bowl it proved that you need guys like a Jordan Davis, a Devonte Wyatt, and a Travon Walker to potentially come in and be that disruptor, like the Rams who had a Von Miller and an Aaron Donald disrupting and making Joe Burrow's life miserable in that Super Bowl. And these players are special to me. They can be all pro caliber players. And Georgia had something special when they signed these guys, recruited these guys, and they brought them in, and they paid off at the end of the day. It brought them a national championship underneath Kirby Smart. And you hearing that out of Jacksonville, there's speculation that Travon Walker potentially can be the number one overall pick over Aiden Hutchinson, over Ike Inowu, or over Kenyon O'Neal, who were both offensive tackles, and Aiden Hutchinson, who's another edge rusher, who to me is probably the best edge rusher out of this NFL draft. But I think Travon Walker, I would not be shocked, especially with his versatility. He's 6 foot. He's 6'5". He's 272 pounds. He has an arm reach of 35 and a hand size of 3'4". He runs a 4.51 for a guy that size with a vertical of 35 and a half feet, 35 inches and 123 broad jump. He's a big run stopper. I think his versatility, he can be used like a Micah Parsons. I'm not saying he is a Micah Parsons, but the versatility, especially what he can do in stunts, his athleticism, it kind of just jumped out in tape. The way they used him in stunts, the way they used him in coverage, and the way he was just tackling in space, he did not look like he was uncoordinated at all. He looked comfortable dropping out in coverage, and I was just impressed by his versatility. And in film, they lined him up sometimes on the offensive guards, and he was overpowering offensive guards. So I wouldn't be shocked that they could use him inside and outside. He struggles in the lateral quickness, but that's okay. I think he makes up for it with his strength, his violent hands, and I just think you just probably need to teach him a couple of moves and finesse, because right now it's just straight off of athleticism, but his athleticism is so gifted, and what he brings, when he comes off that edge with violence, and his versatility is very impressive. I see teams like the Jaguars could possibly trade him, the Lions, the Giants. There's a couple of teams that need edge rushers, and there's teams that are looking for edge rushers. Like I previously stated that in that Super Bowl, it showed that you need guys like like an Aaron Donald and Von Miller coming off the edge. And he has a great ceiling to me, a high ceiling like a Travon Walker, and what he can do for an NFL team. The next person I want to talk about is Jordan Davis. Now, Jordan Davis is a monstrous man, 6'6", 341 pounds with an arm reach of 34, hand size 10 inches. He ran a 4.78 at his size. That's very impressive. His athleticism was definitely displayed on the NFL Combine. I think he boosted up his draft stock. He overpowers guys. I don't see how NFL teams are going to have to command double. He's going to have to command double teams by NFL teams. He's going to be one of the best immediate run stoppers in this league. He's not going to probably boost it. His stats are probably not going to show in the box. But what he does to affect the game is going to show, because he frees up the linebackers, and they can help them play better in space. If you can't leave him block 101, I think he's going to be a better pass rusher than what people may think, just because the way he moves the pocket, and he's explosive, and he's big, and he's violent, and he plays the run so good. And I think the way he moves the pocket, I do think he's going to be an effective interior pass rusher. And there's teams like Philly, Seattle, Texas, and the Giants and the Lions that are going to be looking at him. And I think the Philly will be a perfect fit for him. He can go underneath somebody like a Fletcher Cox, and that can be a replacement for a Fletcher Cox. I think that's his NFL comparison is somebody like a Fletcher Cox. So if they do pick up with him, that would be a perfect fit for him in Philly. I would love to see him in Philly underneath a Fletcher Cox, and then he can help mentor him. I'm gonna go with the last one, Devonte Wyatt. Now this guy has probably the best first step out of all of them. His explosiveness, I think his game is more off of finesse. He probably doesn't take up as much space as the other two, and he's probably not as big as strong, but he still gets the job done. And I think he had a impressive tape, especially the first step. His first step is very explosive, and his display on the Senior Bowl really helped him. His athleticism, like I said, out of all these guys are athletic. In the zone run and the one-on-one pass rushes, he's going to play the 3 technique but he's going to give consistent effort, and I love that about him. He's a consistent effort guy. He's probably going to play that 3 technique. His first step ability and ability to beat the zone run is going to be impressive. Probably still needs to work on getting stronger to beat the double teams and hold up against the double teams. But overall, he's still impressive. Teams like the Chargers, Eagles, and Jets in Baltimore, and I wouldn't be shocked if Philly. Watch out for Philly. They might draft 2 of these guys. But overall, my thoughts on these 3 players is that any team will be lucky to have these players. To me, they're probably the best interior and outside edge rushers in the NFL draft. And Georgia had an impressive array of talent, and these teams they're going to be scouting a lot of these players and seeing which player fits right into the system. I think this is probably one of the deepest edge rusher drafts in NFL recent memory. And if Travon Walker to me gets drafted by the Jaguars, that would be really impressive to me. A K'Lavon Chaisson, and a Josh Allen. How impressive would you see those 3 guys, especially with Travon Walker, with his versatility, line up against the team? That would be scary for the Jacksonville Jaguars if they don't pick up an Aiden Hutchinson or a left tackle in this year's NFL draft. But teams are hungry. They've seen what the Rams build. They're looking to build the same thing. Listen, games are won in the trenches, and these guys are trench fighters, and you're gonna see the best in them, whatever team drafted them. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. What do you think? Is there a player that I have to feel like I'm overlooking over these guys? Because I feel like they're the best. They're the best. They showed why they're the best. They played the best against that Alabama offensive line, and they proved themselves worthy of the title of being the best to me. So give me your thoughts, your opinions. Tone out.